College programs must be competitive in name, image, and likeness, NIL, and the Florida Gators are trying to do just that. And you, Florida Gators fans, can help do that by signing up with GatorCollective.com. Join the Gator Collective, and you can get more exclusive access and content like this interview.
You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Joining me now for Locked On Gators is KK Deans of the Florida Gators women's basketball team. And KK, this was your first season in Gainesville after obviously plenty of experience from your 3 years with West Virginia. How did you feel about the season so far? Of course, at the time we're recording this, the day before you guys play Wake Forest.
I felt like we had a good season. I feel like it was up and down, but we overcame a lot of challenges, but we stuck together through it all.
Yeah. What was that like? Because obviously there was a lot of roster turnover from last year to this year, and you were one of those people who just came in. So what was that like to get acclimated, and especially for you because you were coming off a knee surgery from last season. So just what was that like for you to get up to speed with this program?
I think that the staff and like my teammates kind of helped that be a smooth process. Of course, coming back from an injury is mentally challenging, but I think just the will to want to play again and the will to want to play for this team helped me keep going.
Yeah, you were awesome this year, which we'll get to. But what were probably the biggest differences, we'll say, from being a Mountaineer to being a Gator?
Biggest difference? That's a good question. Definitely the location. The location was different, but in general, I think the atmosphere. I went from an old school head coach to a new school head coach, so that was a different adjustment in the style of play. So those three things were probably the biggest changes.
Yeah. What was that like for you to play under Coach Finley? Because and I spoke with Paige about this. I was like, I have never heard a single person say a single negative thing about her, and I feel like I'm not going to hear that at all. But just what was it like for your first season under her?
It was great. You know, she's a motivator. She's a pusher. She's a friend, a coach. She's all those things, and she cares more about you as a person than a number. So that's the biggest thing about her.
What was that like for your recruitment when you hit the portal to when you got to Gainesville? What kind of sold you on becoming a Florida Gator?
Like how she showed me how she cared about, she didn't care about my injury. She didn't care about all those things that I had coming into it. She knew what I was capable of, and she believed that I was going to get back to that, and she wanted to be a part of that process. So that was just a big thing for me.
And going into this most recent season, we knew you could score, but I didn't realize that you were going to be like 30-point games and multiple like 22 to 25-point games. Do you have nights where you're just like going into the game and you're like, okay, like I'm going off tonight. Like I feel this.
No, I just show up, and if I go in, I go in. I just do what I have to do to get out there.
And I will say, because like I said, like we knew you could score going into this. That was like the main selling point, we'll say, for Florida Gators fans is when you were coming over is, hey, she can get a bucket when you need a bucket. But you led the team this season in points per game, assists per game, and steals per game. So you contributed in multiple ways. Just how important is that for you to be able to contribute to this team in so many ways?
Just saying that I can do whatever you need me to do. To have somebody that you can lean on if they need something done at their time. But because when I need it, they have my back. So that's kind of how it goes.
It is past mid-March. Spring has sprung officially today, so it's time to get summer body ready like I am trying to do. And the best way to do that, one of the best ways to do that, Built Bar in your diet. Most bars are coated in 100% chocolate, so that's great for people like me who have a very bad sweet tooth. Most bars have just 130 calories. Most bars have just 4 net carbs and 17 grams of protein. And now they are finally in stores. So go to built or builtbar.com or go to your local Walmart or Sam's Club and get yourself a Built Bar. Today's episode of Locked On Gators is brought to you by FanDuel. It's America's #1 sportsbook. And again, March Madness is the best way to make money. It is. I hate to tell you this. I did bet on Miami versus Drake to cover the spread, and it was awesome. It's been a great gambling weekend. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm very happy with how things have gone. But there's also been some bad beats, like the Kentucky Kansas State game yesterday. I had under 142 and a half. They finished with 144 because of 2 free throws that happened with 3 seconds left. So my under was fine. And then the free throws hit, which really sucked. But hey, there's promos to help you get your money back during March Madness. So there's that, up to $25 per day. Don't miss your don't miss your chance with your no sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets back when you go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon to learn more. And what is that like, I will say, for you as a scorer, because you can get it done in multiple ways and one of the most lethal three-point shooters on the team. So what is it like for you when you just go unconscious at certain points in time scoring?
I don't know. I guess it's just a feeling. I know I'm on. I know Coach Tamisha be like, I gotta have a heat check moment. But yeah, it's just a feeling, and then they find me in the right spot. So it's the flow of the game.
Yeah, I will say that I have no idea what it's like to go unconscious, because when I go to the park, if I shoot like 2 for 10 from 3, that's a good day for me. So it's rough on my end. But I am going to take you back, because you just mentioned that, when it comes down to it, they got your back. And I will say the Kentucky game in the SEC tournament, it was a rough one. There was a point in the first half where you hit the ground and you looked like you were in pain for a little bit. I think someone landed on your arm or something like that, and it was just rough. And then, of course, a little while after that, there was a 22-minute delay for the fight, and then them ejecting everybody, and it just becoming this whole thing. But what was it like for you in that game where, like, it looked like you got banged up? Not sure if you actually did, but it looked like you got banged up a little bit. Then there was a huge delay, and everyone had to play extended minutes.
It was just one of those games. I think that it was either it's called survive in advance. So we was either gonna survive or go home, and that means it took everything we had from everybody. Whether you was the last person on the bench to the first person on the bench, whatever, if you touched the floor, you had to give everything you got. So I think for me, I just wanted to help in any way I could as a senior.
And as a transfer, I'm going to ask, this was your first season in Gainesville, obviously. Is it hard for you at all to get into the mindset of, we hate Florida State, we hate Miami, we hate all these other schools, or was it easy?
I'm a competitor, so it's easy if they, make me hate them too. If they give me a reason to hate them too.
Yeah, and I mean, their existence alone is enough for me. But I will say, before I let you go, a little birdie told me that you are the one that is on the aux a lot in the locker room.
Oh gosh.
And I'm just curious, what's the go-to music pregame?
Music, sped up music, anything with a beat to it. We might put an instrumental on and we just be dancing in there. We might just start rapping or something, but just good vibes in the locker room.
Yeah, that was the thing that Paige said. She was like, it's just they love dancing. Like, we love dancing pregame, and that's an awesome vibe to have, because I know a lot of people are just like stone face pregame, not having fun with it. So it's awesome to see, like, as a team, it's fun before the game. But thank you so much, KK, for taking the time to speak with me. So thank you so much. Appreciate you. And good luck. I mean, at the time we're recording this, good luck tomorrow against Wake Forest and for the rest of the season. And I appreciate you.
Thank you.